Welcome back to the Gears and Tool channel, and today we are going to be reviewing the Leatherman Surge multi-tool and the Mini Leatherman Surge. Yes, that's right. This is a Mini Leatherman Surge, and if you guys are scratching your heads wondering where you can get one of these, why you haven't ever seen one of these, it's probably because Leatherman does not make this multi-tool. This is a custom-made multi-tool by somebody over at Multitool Forums, and I'll provide some information in the description below. But a very cool multi-tool. It looks exactly like this full-size Surge. It is an excellent replica of what the Surge is. You know, you got the heavy-duty plier heads. You got some of the features, which I'm going to get into in a minute here, and it's significantly smaller. It weighs 45% less than its full-size big brother. And a lot of people, they love the Surge, the idea behind the Surge, but it just weighs way too much. It's 12.3 ounces. That is a lot of weight for somebody to carry, especially if you're trying to pocket carry it. It's not in a bag or a toolbox, or you're not a bigger person like me. And a medium duty multi-tool is what you really want. And this Surge, this Mini Surge, I should say, is an excellent medium duty multi-tool. It weighs almost exactly the same amount as the Wave multi-tool, which is based on, is made off a Wave frame, except all the components have been upgraded, and it's got the Surge wire cutter, removable wire cutter heads on them. It's a really cool multi-tool. So I'm going to go through item by item here and just kind of explain how the user created this unique, one-of-a-kind, very cool multi-tool. And I have to give a big shout out. Thank you very much for letting me review this item. I know Leatherman's not selling this item, but being able to show people what you can do to customize these multi-tools to do what you want them to do is important. I got my trusty scale back out. We have the Mini Surge, the full-size new Surge, and the original Wave multi-tool. Now the question I have is, how much does this Mini Surge weigh? You added heavier pliers, you took some stuff off, you put some stuff on. I want to know how much this thing weighs, and then I want to know how much of a weight savings you get by using the smaller package compared to the full-size Surge. So the Mini Surge weighs in at 8.5 ounces. So that's pretty good. That's actually probably pretty close to what the original Wave multi-tool weighs. So 8.5 ounces, that's very reasonable. I would call that a medium duty multi-tool, hence the Mini Surge designation. Now let's take the new full-size Surge here. Weighing in at full 12.3 ounces. That is 45% heavier than this Mini Surge. That is an amazing weight savings by going to a package like this. That is a really cool thing. You get the removable wire cutters like people have said they've wanted to have on their Surge for a long time now, and you get that when you make your own. And not many people are going to be able to say that, but I'm really impressed. 45% weight savings over the full-size Surge. Now here's a question: how much heavier or lighter is the original Wave? Did you take a weight penalty? Did you, you know, what's the difference in weight here? So the scale says 8.6 ounces, 0.1 ounces heavier. So you're actually saving weight, but you know, 0.1 ounces on the scale, it's, you know, kind of borderline. Let's switch this over to grams so we can find out for sure what the difference is. So I'm going to zero this out, change the units to grams so we can measure this a little bit more precisely. So the Mini Surge weighing in at 241 grams. That's, you know, for us Americans that might not mean a whole lot, but it gives us a reference to weigh the Wave multi-tool. 244 grams for the Wave multi-tool. That is 3 grams difference. That's almost nothing. 3 grams you will not be able to notice sitting in the palm of your hand. So amazing. You get bigger plier heads, you get the removable wire cutters, and you're not taking any weight penalty really. I mean, it just flickered 241 there for a second, I saw. So really cool. I like this multi-tool a lot, and I wish I could have one, but unfortunately I have to give this back to the owner. So bummer there, but he's got something really cool here, something special that no one else can really claim to have. So very cool. So first and foremost are the wire cutters. Here are the full-size Surge wire cutters. You got your angular look with the removable wire cutter 154 cm bits in there. And as you can see, when I stack them, the Mini Surge wire cutters are definitely smaller. The pliers are a little bit smaller, and that's because they're not actually Surge pliers. They are they're made from the Leatherman rebar. So the Leatherman rebar pliers are what are on the Mini Surge, and they're basically the exact same design, but smaller. And I have to give kudos to the owner of this multi-tool here. He did his homework. He really looked around and figured out what components looked the same, what components would function the same, but be in a smaller package. So the rebar pliers are on the Mini multi-tool here, Mini Surge. Very, very clever way to get that done. The full-size Surge pliers I really don't think would fit into the body there. You can see it's significantly thicker down here in the base. So you can't just drop full-size Surge pliers. Yet alone, they probably wouldn't even fold up inside the handle of the Wave. So that was very clever. Now let's go ahead and look at the exterior tools, because that's what you use most frequently, right? You have the exterior tools on your multi-tool, be one-hand accessible and all that. And the other thing that was pretty clever with the way the owner set this up is all the tools are literally in the exact same place. So right here, you got your standard blade, and of course he didn't settle for just the regular Wave blade. As you can see there, it says S30V. He went and got his charge, pulled the knife blade off that, and he put a S30V blade on there. He said, "Hey, I'm going to spend the time to do this. I'm going to upgrade all the tools while I'm at it." And here's my lovely Surge blade with gunk all over it, and just a standard 154 cm. Good knife steel, but you just can't top the S30V. So again, that blade's in just the right spot. And then he has the scissors on the outside accessible side on the opposite hand of that blade. Very cool. He used the nice fat scissors off the Wingman, the Leatherman Wingman. And these scissors are much more robust than the scissors on the Wave multi-tool. The Wave multi-tool, which I have right here, give me a sec, is kind of got some thin, dinky scissors. They work, but they're not to the standard of the Surge multi-tool. And they're also interior scissors, so very clever. Look at the difference there. Wave multi-tool and Mini Surge. I mean, the Wave multi-tool just looks pathetic. So one of the things the user was trying to do when he made this multi-tool is he wanted the boldness and the ruggedness that came with the Surge, but he wanted it in a smaller package. And I think he did an excellent job. He was very clever in the way he found the correct tools to fit the task. So again, Wingman scissors are on the exterior of the knife. And then moving on to the next item, you have the serrated edge blade on the Surge, which is an enormous serrated edge blade. And on the Mini Surge, once again, he tops it. He gets the serrated edge blade with a fish hook off the Charge multi-tool. So I'm really impressed with the homework he did on this. He didn't just replace the items that weren't the same as the Surge. He went out and upgraded all the items while he was at it. And I'm kind of jealous, I'll be honest. I have to give this tool back. I wish I didn't have to. Here's the regular Wave knife, and here's the Leatherman Mini Surge knife. And as you can see, it's got the fish hook. I think these Mini Surge here has been completely polished. You can see how the original Wave multi-tool that I have is a little bit dull looking. I mean, this Mini Surge is nicely polished and very, very well made. So there's the serrated edge. He didn't leave that untouched. And then we go to the saw. And this is one minor difference between the Surge and the Mini Surge. And I honestly think it's actually an upgrade. The Surge multi-tool, as you guys probably know, has a removable saw. But as a consequence of that, the saw blade is thinner and you lose a lot of cutting area at the base of the saw. The Mini Surge doesn't have that problem. It just uses the saw from the Wave multi-tool, which is an excellent saw. In fact, I think it might be a better saw. If you flip these tools around, you can see that it has exactly the same, if not a little bit more, cutting reach on the blade as the full-size Surge here. It's thicker, so it's more robust. It's not going to break off. It's not going to bend. I really like the Wave saw. I always have. It's perfect on the Mini Surge. Again, it's not the dinky saw. As one criticism I did have for the Surge when I reviewed it, it's the removable saw is a little dinky. They should have just gone with a completely fixed saw. I'm not a big fan of the files they put in Leatherman. I mean, I don't need a file on my multi-tool. If I needed a file, I'd probably be at home sharpening knives anyway, so I don't need it in the multi-tool. It just takes up space. So, good call there. I'm glad you kept the Wave saw there. And that's it for the outside. I'm going to go ahead and flip to the inside because there's been some changes there too. Open them up again, and I'll bring the Wave back in a minute. But let's start with the all-important can opener and regular bit screwdriver. And this is the Surge tool here. And everybody knows that you have to have a can opener on your multi-tool. And this is pretty much the same as the Wave. So that was a pretty easy part of the tool, I'm sure. So exactly the same. And I'll grab the Wave tool here real quick. Something else I noticed, not only is this Mini Surge polished, it feels like they went through all the joints and kind of cleaned it up. Nothing stiff on this tool. Everything is very slick and moves very nicely. It doesn't, nothing clumps, nothing really gets stuck on itself, nothing grinds open. Very well made polished multi-tool. So here's the standard Wave tool. Again, you got the bit exchanger and the can opener, so pretty much the same on that regard. But let's flip it over real quick and you're going to see some more differences. On the full-size Surge, you have a small screwdriver, a large screwdriver, and an awl. And the regular Surge, or sorry, the regular Wave does not have an awl. So the Mini Surge does. And what they did to achieve that, hang on here, let me get these tools out and set this down so I don't cut myself. The awl is off of the, see here, off the rebar. So the same tool that provided the plier heads provided the awl for this multi-tool as well. So very cool. They had to grind the back of the awl down just a little bit to make it fit in the handle correctly and allow the tool to close, but very nice looking awl, nice and sleek. This can be an excellent functioning awl. The Surge tool has a very nice awl as well. If anything, it might be just a little beefy. I mean, that is a fat awl. Do a side-by-side shot here. Forgive my camera work here for a second. So as you can see, everything on the Mini Surge is scaled down to the correct size. It's not just pulled off the Surge and stuffed in there. This multi-tool works correctly. Nothing hangs up. There's no snags or catches anywhere. It's really the perfect sizing of everything. And I even like how on the Mini Surge they went with the medium-sized screwdriver and then the small screwdriver, which is kind of appropriate because on the full-size Surge they use a somewhat medium-sized screwdriver and a large screwdriver. So, you know, very cool multi-tool. I just can't say enough about it. I wish I could have it. Obviously I can't. I gotta give it back. Otherwise people wouldn't trust me. But very cool. And of course, just like any Wave or Surge, you can put pocket clips on them, which I've always been a big advocate of. You gotta get pocket clips on these things, otherwise they're not very practical. They're gonna be in your backpack, they're gonna be in the bottom of your pocket. Just snap that pocket clip on and it'll be ready for use whenever you reach in your pocket, which is exactly what a multi-tool is supposed to do. Is be a handy tool, ready for whenever you need it. I'd like to take a special thanks for the person who donated this to me to do this review. I'm going to provide the information below. how this tool is made, and if you want to make your own, how to do it. I can't promise that the same person that would make this tool, I can't promise that the person who made this tool will make a tool for you, but I can show you the forum where he recorded how he made it, and I'm sure he'd be happy to answer any questions if you had them on your journey to make the perfect multi-tool. I encourage you guys to, you know, grab a few multi-tools and make the perfect one for you. I'm motivated now. I'm gonna go find a couple multi-tools and maybe pull my wave apart and do something similar to this. I might not do the exact same thing, but I'm kind of curious to see how that process would look. So I'm gonna give it a shot, I think. So thanks again. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any future video ideas, leave a message in the comments and I'll make sure to do it in the future.